All right, so we are at the top of the hour. If you are not here, I feel really bad for you because this is an exceptional time that we get to spend together. You guys, this is something that I am so excited to bring you to today because Darren does not do this. Darren does not do live events anymore. Darren does not come on when I ask him, but this time he did. So I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. But first, I want to welcome you to our alumni AI questions that Darren has compiled specifically for you today. My name is Brenda. If I haven't had the opportunity to meet you, it is very nice to see so many wonderful people showing up today. I love this part of what I get to do is when I get to see your smiling faces. And by seeing your smiling faces, that means I would love to have your cameras turned on. Remember, be in BMC mode. This is where you play full out. This is where Darren feeds off of you as well as me. As many of you might know about me, I get a little nervous and I kind of love to see faces and smiles back at me. It helps me. So if you don't mind, I would love that. I know a lot of us are coming in from all over the world. It's early, it's late, whatever it is, I'm glad you're here because as we have mentioned many times, this is not going to be sent out to you. I'm so glad you chose to take the time to come because this is it. This is your opportunity to gain whatever Darren's going to be sharing with us today. And I'm very excited to hear it, as I am sure you are as well. So again, welcome. Happy Thursday. My name is Brenda. I'm the VP of Member Success here on the A team, and I have had the opportunity to work here for 9 years. So that makes me one of the, as Darren likes to point out, the senior members on the A team here, which I never thought I would get there. I don't feel like I'm there maturity-wise, but I'm working on it. So I'm so glad you're all here today. So what we do here is before we get started for anything, we want to make sure that we're here fully present and ready to take in the information that Darren has for us today. So first, I want you all to clear your calculators, close any tabs, close the doors if you still have kids at home, make sure that you're locked in and ready to take in what Darren has. Number two, we love to breathe here on the A team, and I hope you like to breathe at home as well. It's one of my favorite pastimes. So we're going to take a deep breath together and ready. 1, 2, 3 in. Hold it and let it go. Awesome. That means you're really in and locked in with us today. And third, I'm going to state the purpose of this. This is a meeting for you that Darren has specifically spent a lot of time gathering information to make sure that you guys are equipped in the AI ever-changing world. We have gotten lots of questions over the last several years about how to use it, how to better be equipped with it, how to get your teams to use it. Well, Darren's going to address that today. So I hope you have your pen and your paper ready because you're going to be taking in some amazing information today. So with that, I am just excited to welcome. I see so many familiar faces that I haven't seen in quite some time. Like I said, I saw Dr. Haney, who's coming back, a former elite of ours. We've got James Hope. I saw him in the house. James is like a previous HPF way back in the day. Good to see you. Great to have you, James. Nick Spiros, amazing. I see you here. Sean Collins. I mean, I could rattle off names for days, but I won't. But you guys can all look in the participants and see who's here. Again, something I recommend because you're in a room of amazing folks. But what this is an incredible opportunity. I know for us on the A team, Darren joins us every Friday because we have personal development. And in that, Darren brings a new system, new tool, new idea, things that we need to glean from AI that I will personally vouch that I've been a little hesitant from time to time. So if you're in my shoes, don't worry, you're in good company. Darren is here to help. Just like he talked about on Darren Daily today, you know, the Louisville Slugger. If you missed that, make sure you watch it. He's building bats for us, you guys. He is helping us to develop into leaders in the AI world, and we don't want you to get left behind. So we get these questions, and I came to Darren and I said, hey, we've got to help our alumni. And he pulled his best Field of Dreams impersonation and said, if you gather them, I will come and deliver. So here he is. Without further ado, I would like to introduce and bring up your mentor and mine, Darren Hardy.
Thank you, Brenda. Excellent job. Welcome, alumni. Great to see all of you with us here. Delighted that we could put this together. And as Brenda mentioned, yeah, we don't do a lot of live events. We have been snookered with technology glitches when we try to do these live big events before. So This is a rarity. And by the way, this screen up here has been glitchy. So if it drops while we're going, I might have to take a beat in order to get things reset up here. So before we jump into these great questions that we have about AI, let me just acknowledge something up front. I know that you're feeling it these days. The pressure of business, the marketplace today is real. And I just want you to know you're not alone, man. I mean, costs keep climbing. Inflation is crushing margins. All the marketing channels that have worked over the last 5 years, well, I mean, many of them have stopped working or they're getting more expensive and less effective, bleeding you more and more every quarter. Facebook ad costs more. Google is harder and working a lot less. Email deliverability is down. And I bet your sales team needs more touches to close the same number of deals. Do you feel that? And then wait, there's more. Because right as you're juggling flaming chainsaws, every guru with a podcast microphone or Insta scammer with a selfie stick is screaming that you must figure out AI or you'll become the blockbuster video of your industry. They're preaching the AI gospel day and night from their ring lights and green screens, promising salvation through silicone. But here's the part that they conveniently skip: the how. Not the fluffy transform your business how, the real unglamorous I have to make payroll next week how. Like, how do you practically implement AI when you're already running full speed just to maintain the business that you have? How do you sort through the endless parade of tools and promises? There's a new platform claiming to be the game changer every friggin' week, if not daily. How do you know what's worth your time versus just another expensive distraction? The truth is, most leaders that I'm talking to are more confused about AI today than they were even just 6 months ago. They're drowning in options, but starving for clarity. Are you feeling that way? Many are making scattered attempts, buying random tools, getting inconsistent results, and wondering if their competitors have figured something out that they're missing. Look, that's not a strategy. That's an expensive experiment with your business, your team, and your clients as test subjects. So today, I want to help you cut through the noise. No more shiny object syndrome, no more expensive experiments with your business as the lab rat. Does that sound good? I want to bring clarity where there is uncertainty, simplicity where there is complexity, and give you some first principles on managing what I think is the most important business adaptation of our lifetime, maybe in the history of the human species. Hey, look, it's true, no doubt that the leaders who get AI right, who learn to use it as a competitive weapon first, instead of chasing it like a shiny object, they're going to create separation from their competition like we haven't seen since maybe the early days of the internet. So if you've trusted me to help you build what helped get you here, now let me help you build what gets you much further ahead from here. So with that, Brenda, just go ahead and hit me with that first question.
All right, fantastic. Where does AI actually move the needle in my business today?
Okay, right. Well, here's the reality the hypesters don't tell you. AI is not your savior. AI will not save you. AI is your amplifier. AI will multiply whatever's already happening in your business. AI will also multiply whatever mess you've already got going on in your business. If you got a leaky funnel, congratulations. Now you can lose leads at warp speed. Your follow-up game weak? Perfect. Now you can automate your mediocrity and disappoint customers faster than ever. But if your systems actually work, if you've got processes that convert and don't suck, then AI becomes the unfair advantage your competitors will spend years trying to figure out. So if you want AI to move the needle, start with one brutal question. Ready? Where's your biggest bottleneck right now? Is it lead gen? Is it conversions? Is it customer service. Because here's what I've learned after watching thousands of leaders try to AI their way to success. AI doesn't fix broken. AI amplifies working. One of our alumni had a dead email list collecting digital dust, 20,000 subscribers who hadn't opened email in months. But with their BMC training, they had something most don't. They had organized a compelling value proposition that actually converted when people heard it. So, using our BMC AI portal, they crafted a personalized to each individual I miss you email sequence that woke up the giant sleeping in their list. One that tripled their normal email response rate to their active list and brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue in just 7 days. Not because AI waved a magic wand, because they gave AI something worth amplifying. They had the right foundation for our BMC encoded AI to then amplify. Does that make sense? You see, this is where most people get it backwards. They think AI is about efficiency, doing the same things faster. Wrong. It's about leverage, doing things your competitors literally cannot replicate without the right strategic foundation. The companies that are crushing it right now aren't just moving faster, they're playing a completely different game. While their competitors are still trying to figure out which AI tool to buy, these leaders are already 3 moves ahead because they understand something fundamental. You can't multiply 0. If you were to return to the business masterclass, you'd learn the direct response strategies that are working right now. The ones that give AI something powerful to amplify, especially when you're using AI that we've already encoded with the BMC strategy formulas. So the bottom line here is this. The question isn't where does AI move the needle? The question is, do you have anything worth multiplying? Because if you don't, you're not behind on AI, you're behind on business. So let's go to the next question, Brenda.
Well, fantastic. Before we do that, Darren, I know that you've been teaching us all the time that AI makes us superhuman. And so I thought I would bring up one of our favorite BMC alumni. She is a 5-time BMC alumni. She's a Hardy Club favorite and an A-Team favorite to share a little bit about how AI has amplified her and made her superhuman. Cindy, would you mind popping on with us really quick? There she is.
Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Darren. You started off with a very good point, which is the bottleneck, right? And for me, I realized that in trying to keep a small team, I was becoming the bottleneck when it came to copy. Coming right out of BMC, we did 2 things. One, you had mentioned, hey, utilizing our own clients to kind of like spark that love. We started a review campaign on Google. So we sent, using all of the prompts on the AI, we sent this campaign, got over 100 reviews on Google. And utilizing, by the way, the reviews that we got, we started a campaign to launch a product that we had had in the back burner for about 2 years, just because I didn't have the bandwidth, right, to create the copy, to figure out how to explain it to somebody else. I blocked a jam session, and in a day, I put together the landing page, the email sequence, the prompt to the web designer, by the way, the answers to our team who did not know what this product was. So there's a whole section on how to train your team, like, right, what are the answers that you're going to give your team? And we send this to about 1,500 clients. We launched it on Tuesday. We already have signups for our seminar. So I will be giving all of the reports on how well that did. But just the amount of time that it saved us, at least a good 3 weeks of, having copywriters, webmasters, working together, in thousands in marketing costs.
Yeah, you save a lot of money in marketing costs there. That's great. Awesome. I love it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy, for sharing with us. Thank you again. I mean, I'm just seeing so many familiar faces. Dave Copesell, Thanks for repping the Jumpstart shirt. I see you. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, next question, Darren. We'll keep this rocking and rolling. How do I use AI without my team freaking out or slacking off? Somehow I feel like this question was directed at me, but I'll go ahead and see how that goes.
Yeah, really. No, this is a question I get asked probably nearly every single day. Most leaders are rolling AI out like a threat. They dump tools on their team and say, figure it out. They wonder why they're getting resistance, fear, and confusion instead of results. They act shocked when their team responds with the enthusiasm of a root canal patient. Here's what they're missing. Your team isn't afraid of AI. They're afraid of you discovering you don't need them anymore. They're afraid of becoming expensive decorations in a world run by robots. So the fix here is stop positioning AI as their replacement and start positioning it as their Iron Man suit. You're basically handing them superpowers. AI is the exosuit that amplifies their natural abilities. With their Iron Man suit on, the human primate inside can now perform superhuman outputs at expert levels that they're not even qualified for. They have no training and experience before. It was unimaginable before. Here's the H to AI framework that actually works, okay? Some of you that have been to our BMC or we've had this discussion before, understand this, right? The human to AI division of labor is 30, 40, 30. 30% human strategy, objectives, judgment. 40% is AI's raw computational horsepower. And then 30% human refinement and judgment, quality and taste that actually makes it usable. When your people realize their brain, their taste and judgment is the irreplaceable part of this loop, of this equation, everything flips. They stop hiding from AI and they start using it to kill the soul-crushing busy work that they've always hated. Think about it. Your top salesperson doesn't dream about spending 2 hours crafting follow-up emails. They want to close deals and build relationships. AI writes the emails, and then the salesperson provides the human touch that actually converts. Your marketing manager doesn't fantasize about manually resizing the same ad for 12 different platforms. They want to craft messages that move people. AI handles the grunt work, they handle the genius. But here's where most leaders faceplant. They focus on the technology instead of the transformation. They hand over ChatGPT like it's a magic wand and say, go be productive. Instead of, here's how this makes you irreplaceable at the stuff that actually matters to the enterprise. There's a massive difference there. You're not just installing software, you're rewiring how people think about their own value. And that requires actual leadership, not just a Slack announcement. The companies that nail the AI adoption don't just distribute tools, they create environments where people fight to use those tools because it makes them look like workplace superheroes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If your team is resisting AI, it's not because they're afraid of technology. It's because they don't trust you to protect their value while you're chasing efficiency gains. The question isn't whether your team will adopt AI. The question is whether you'll actually lead them through it or just throw them in the deep end and hope that they don't drown. So back to you, Brenda.
And I can tell you all, my cape is definitely on in comparison to what it was. I was a fighter of it. I was nervous for it. But thankfully, I have a leader that just has made it easy for me to use and continues to tell me that my brain is better, like you just told me yesterday. So, there are things that I have learned that I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. And I will not stop saying that because as we know, I am the tech genius on this team. I'm just kidding. I've been told my superpower is the H part. So I am thankful that Darren gives me that cape in order to bring the H to what I get to do. So again, don't be afraid of it. It's awesome. It's really changed how I get to do things and my team that is all the H side of things. All right, next question, Darren. what's the easiest way I can get with AI that actually drives, I'm sorry, what's the easiest win I can get with AI that actually drives revenue?
So here's the thing. Stop trying to AI your entire business like you're performing open heart surgery with a chainsaw. Here's what actually works, okay? Pick one of the three growth knobs that we teach you at BMC, right? More customers, more money per customer, or more referrals per customer. And then use AI to turn that knob just 10%. That's it. Not 100%, not 50%, just 10%. Most people hear 10% and they think, well, that's not sexy enough for my Instagram feed. But here's what they're missing. 10% improvements to things that already work compound faster than interest on a payday loan. 10% on one growth knob. It's just the beginning, okay? The exponential growth you can experience comes when you know how to turn all three dials up, 50%, 200%. And you can use any AI tool, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever's trending this week. But the BMC AI portal gives you something different. The proprietary, proven BMC strategies, drawn from the best in the world over the last 30 years, are already encoded in AI language into the formulas. So all you or your team needs to do is copy and paste into your favorite LLM, and it will output master level marketing or leadership materials. Here's the counterintuitive part that everybody gets wrong, okay? Don't start using AI to create new stuff. Use AI to perfect old stuff that already makes you money. Always, with anything, start with optimizing what's proven to already work before chasing anything new. You want 10% more customers? Take your best performing lead magnet and use the BMC AI to optimize the copy. One alumni tweaked their existing opt-in page and bumped conversions from 12% to 13.2%. Doesn't sound like much, does it? But that extra 1.2% added $87,000 in new revenue over 6 months from the same traffic. It's new money. That traffic was rushing like a river. It was coming and it's going and it's never coming back. $87 captured because it was optimized. Want 10% more money per customer? Take your current upsell and use the BMC AI to sharpen the messaging. Another alumni improved their existing checkout upsell from 22% to 24.2%. That 2.2 bump increased their average order value enough to add $123,000 in profit over the year. Want 10% more referrals? Use the BMC AI to optimize the referral requests that you're already sending. One alumni improved their existing referral email from a 3% response to a 3.3%. That tiny improvement generated 47 additional referrals last quarter worth $94,000 in new business. Do you see what's happening here? These aren't massive overhauls. These are surgical improvements to systems. And here's the key, that already work. And here's the beautiful part. 10% is just the starting point. Once you nail the process, most see 25, 50, even 200% improvements over time. And then you start multiplying that across channels and across all three growth knobs. That's when things get pretty damn exciting. And what makes this so powerful, when you improve something that's already converting, that improvement then compounds every single day. Here's a good one for your notes. The boring wins beat the sexy failures every time. Let me say it again. The boring wins beat the sexy failures every time. So stick to what's working and optimize and amplify. Okay, next question, Brenda.
Fantastic. You got that, Brian Daly? I saw you taking notes. Good job. You get a gold star later. I'll send it. All right. Next one. How do I avoid wasting time and money chasing the wrong AI tools?
Yeah, we kind of touched on this here a little bit, but here's the dirty secret about AI tools that the Silicon Valley hype machine doesn't want you to know. 90% of them are solutions desperately hunting for problems to solve. They're built by hoodie-wearing tech bros who think business experience means having sold lemonade on the street corner of their gated community in middle school. They're marketed by growth hackers who've never had to make payroll. And they're sold to business owners so terrified of missing the AI boat that they'll buy anything with artificial intelligence slapped on the label. The result? You end up with a digital junk drawer that impresses maybe your teenage nephew and helps nobody else, befuddles and confuses your team. Here's the reality check that nobody's giving you. You don't need anything more than your ChatGPT or Claude $20 subscription. That's it. You don't need anything more than that. I'd bet you all my money you haven't scratched the surface of what your $20 ChatGPT or Claude subscription can already do for your business. And then just when you think that you've scratched the surface, they multiply the capability of Chat or Claude for the same 20 bucks. Here's the deal. You have an F1 car in your garage, and maybe you're using it to drive to the grocery store. You don't need another tool. You need better strategies to feed the tool you already have. That's a really important distinction here. Okay, let me say it again. You don't need another tool. You need better strategies to feed the tool you already have. That is why we built the BMC AI portal. It's not another tool. It's the private vault where only alumni can access the 500 proven money-making business strategies that are already encoded in the AI language, allowing you to turn your basic ChatGPT or Claude subscription into a massive revenue-generating machine. You see, it's not the tool, it's how you use the tool. We give you the how to use the tool formulas. You simply copy and paste the formulas from our AI portal into any LLM, be it Chat, Claude, Gemini, Grok, whatever strikes your fancy. You need 0 new tools, 0 new subscriptions, 0 new things to learn. You only need more strategies to use AI with. Most people are drowning in tools but starving for strategy. They're collecting fishing rods when what they really need is someone to show them where the fish are biting. BMC gives you the map to the fish. The AI portal gives you the exact bait that works to catch all the fish you want. So you can stop shopping for solutions and start implementing proven strategies to turn the 3 growth knobs now at a mastery level in lightning speed. Back to you, Brenda.
Well, speaking of lightning speed, and I wrote it down, a hoodie wearing tech bro. I'm kidding. This is not a hoodie wearing tech bro. This is Zach Holmes, who is a 5-time elite, one of our first 5-time elite. And then somebody like Chip Merlin, if you're here, I see you, wanted to come in and make sure Zach did not stay on the throne for very long. And Zach is also going to be coming to his 10th business masterclass this October, which now will be part of the Cool Kids Club called Club 10. More to come on that, alumni. Just be aware of what's coming. But Zach, I bet you have something to share on this very important topic.
Yeah. So very similar to what Darren just said. This is how I've approached AI from the start. I can't even master all the stuff that Darren throws at us between BMC, Insane Productivity, and all of the rest of the programs. So I don't spend any time looking for anything else other than chat. I will say the MVP AI portal has supercharged my ability to get more of these things done. And just in the past 2 months, I've redesigned our existing website, created a full additional website, all the content for it, imagery for it that our graphic designer was then able to supercharge for us and make look prettier than I could do on chat. And on top of that, we've built out a LinkedIn campaign for recruiting. And in the past week, we made our first post off of that and increased our page followers by 600, which I really don't care about, but it is a metric that is measurable. So, ultimately, don't go looking for any other AI solutions. I can't leverage chat as well as it can be leveraged. And the same approach for me with all the personal development I do. I can't keep up with all the stuff that Darren throws at us. So I don't try to drown myself with more.
And Zach, I bet a lot of the stuff that you delivered, the marketing assets you delivered, you probably did not really have the skill or capabilities to do that before, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this is the
definitely not
genius.
that fast.
Yeah, it's literally like I'm doing all your work. Like you're taking my formulas and applying it to all these different marketing assets to get expert level outputs by just deciding what it is that you want to optimize. Anyway, I just give you that point of reference because we have a lot of people on our team that are not trained or qualified or have the experience to do the level of work that they're doing at an excellent level, and it's because they have the strategies to put into this superpower thing called AI, and the output directed by those strategy prompts delivers master level assets, whether they be in sales or in marketing or in customer service or in leadership or in onboarding or recruiting and the rest of that. So anyway, appreciate having you on, bud.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Thank you, Zach. All right, we'll go to the next question. And it is, how are smart owners using AI to reduce headcount or avoid new hires?
Okay, yeah. So let's not sugarcoat this. Okay, if you're still throwing warm bodies at problems like it's 2021, you're not just behind. You're actively bleeding money. And if you are throwing bodies at problems, your payroll is too fat, your margins are too thin, and you're one rough quarter away from Pink Slip Friday. The smartest BMC leaders are using AI to compress the org chart and to flatten it, not by firing, but by turning each exceptional operator into the output of five, using their AI Iron Man suit superpowers. And when you do that, two dynamics take place. Number one, you don't have to hire more bodies to grow. You only have to grow your team's AI capabilities. And you do that by equipping them with an MVP, your most valuable partner. That's why it's called the BMC MVP AI portal. And number two, those on your team who won't adapt to using AI superpowers, they expose themselves quickly. And they'll either leave on their own, because it will be very uncomfortable for them to operate around an organization that has superpowers, or it will make your decision embarrassingly obvious. Whenever I am approached with a new hire request, you can ask my chief of staff, Darren, I have two questions. Question number one, can AI do this instead of hiring another human? If not, then question number two, what in this person's, who's going to be their hiring manager, existing workload, in their workload, can AI handle so that they can take on this new vital work? You see, most leaders are still thinking like it's the industrial age. More output equals more people. That's the wrong game, wrong century. Here's how this is going to play out, okay? And this insight right here is worth your price of admission. Ultimately, we're not totally there yet. Some are, if you're on the bleeding edge. But ultimately, we're headed towards a world where humans don't do the actual work anymore. The tasks, I'm talking the executions, the functional grinding. AI will perform all the actual tasks. Humans will be coordinators, coordinating all the AIs, doing the work. Think of it like this. Humans initiate the desired results. AI executes the tasks. Humans verify the outcome. AI handles the doing. Humans handle the thinking, deciding, and directing. Here's what it's like. This will be the first and last Star Trek reference I will ever use. It is like the Star Trek Starship Enterprise model. Picture a massive spacecraft capable of exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations, boldly going where no one has gone before. The entire operation is run by a bridge crew of 5 people. Not 500, not 50, 5. But each of those 5 commands massive intelligent systems. They're surrounded by automation, technology, and AI assistants that multiply their capabilities exponentially. That's the organization we're all headed towards. It might not be 5, it might be a dozen, it might be 2 dozen, but not 100, 200, 300, 500. We're headed towards lean, elite, and extremely capable small crews commanding vast, intelligent systems. The question isn't whether this is coming. The question is whether you'll lead your team in that direction or wait for what your competition figures out first. You want to think, how can you get your humans out of the tasks and better at using AI so that they are commanding intelligent assistance, automation, and tech to multiply your enterprise's output times 5, times 10, times 100. It will be up to you, BMC alumnus, to lead your team in that direction before your competition figures out how to do the same. So you want to start thinking like a starship captain and not a factory foreman. Okay, next question, Brenda.
Fantastic. I did want to insert here one of our alumni, Jason Plotkin, 4-time BMC alumni. He couldn't join us today because he's in the happiest place on earth that you, Darren. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I love the reaction. He is there with his kids this week, so he wanted to send in his results, and I think that they are perfect timing for this particular question that you just covered. He said, we use the Hardy MVP AI portal to laser target our ads to our best buyer avatar. We built an AI system to nurture, qualify, and schedule only the right leads. The results, our intake payroll dropped by 50%. My A players stopped wasting time chasing cold leads and started winning more than ever. And here's the kicker. We doubled our new clients last year and didn't replace my team. It multiplied their impact. So
That's great.
Thought that was one to share with you before we move on to the next question. And I just got to say, I see Nick Spiros smiling and so engaged. And Brenda Collier, I've watched you. She's had her hands on her head, very intense listening. I think her mind is a little blown today. So Brenda, thank you. I did pick you because you have a fantastic name. All right, we will move on to, I know Darren loves my name. That's a story for another day. All right, next question, Darren. How do I turn AI into a marketing machine that prints cash?
Okay, so here's what every quote unquote marketing guru peddling AI courses gets catastrophically wrong. They think AI is going to write your ads for you magically. No. They think AI is going to birth brilliant campaigns from thin air. No. They think AI is going to replace your marketing brain with some silicone substitute. Dead wrong, with a side of delusional. AI doesn't create great marketing. AI executes great marketing at an inhuman speed and scale once you give it something worth executing. Again, that's the massive difference. I hope that you're starting to really get this difference by now. You still need to know what makes people reach for their wallets. You still need to understand your best buyer better than they understand themselves. You still need to craft compelling, gotta have it offers that converts browsers into fast action buyers. But once you have those elements dialed in, then AI becomes the rocket fuel that turns your best ideas into cash printing campaigns. Faster than Jerry can say, show me the money. Here's how the magic actually happens. You write one email that converts like crazy, and then AI spawns 50 variations for different segments, different seasons, and different follow-up sequences without breaking a sweat. You create one ad that actually works, and AI adapts it for every platform, every audience, every occasion while you go and grab a cup of coffee. You develop one irresistible offer, and AI cranks out all the sales copy, landing pages, and follow-up sequences that transforms that offer into a complete money-making machine. You nail one product description that sells like hotcakes. AI writes versions for every product in your catalog, every price point, and every customer type that you serve. Do you see the pattern? You bring the brains, AI brings the brawn. But skip the strategic foundation and try to let AI create your strategy, and you'll get beautifully blasé, ineffective campaigns that converts nobody and cost you everything. You see, BMC gives you the strategic brain. The BMC AI portal helps you leverage the AI brawn. So it's strategy first, AI second, profits third. Okay, next, Brenda.
Got a lot of smiles and giggles over your Jerry Maguire impression. I think that's one we're going to clip out and record for later. Ariana? Yep, perfect. All right. So before we go to the next question, I would love to bring up our member, Garrett Lowe. Garrett is a 5-time BMC alumni, and he has had some amazing results that I would love for him to have a chance to share by using the AI portal. Garrett, thank you.
Hi, good morning. So unlike Brenda, I am not the tech genius on my team. So, some of this technology just kind of pushes me to the point where my brain will just stop and I don't know where to go. So I will stand all day long on my pedestal for the BMC AI solution, because when you couple that, everything, like Zach was saying, 500 business principles, I'm supposed to be able to keep that and sort that through my brain. I can't do it. So coupled with Chat GPT, because that was the only one I knew how to really spell and use, coupling those two together saved us well over $10,000. And we did that by taking the actual amount of time that we spent going through this process, and it actually knew what questions to ask Chat GPT or how to, put that into a format that it would understand. And so on a 40-hour work week and $250 an hour, that's $10,000. And that was just the period of time that we calculated. And we've since moved on from that. So every time we use it, it just saves us money. So it's the MVP AI is just invaluable. So I hope that helps.
Well done. Yeah, well stated. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, next question. We're just moving along through these things. I love seeing how everybody is so engaged in this, and I know this is invaluable information. So I'm so glad you showed up, because those that didn't, man, oh man, they are missing out. All right, what's the mindset shift I need to lead through this AI shift?
Okay, yeah. So this is the question that separates leaders who will dominate from those who will become cautionary tales. Most business owners ask, how do I use AI? That's the wrong question. The right question is, how do I think differently as AI changes everything? And here's the shift that will make or break you. You don't play an instrument anymore. You conduct the orchestra. What got you here was being the scrappy entrepreneur who did everything. You stayed hands-on with every project. You made every big decision. You were involved in every department because that's what good leaders do, you thought. AI just promoted you from musician to conductor. And most leaders are failing this promotion spectacularly. Here's what winning looks like from this point forward. You're not the CEO who jumps into every problem with the solution anymore. Your AI solves problems, and you solve the problems that AI can't handle. You're not stuck in endless status meetings. Your AI dashboard tells you what's happening in real time, and you focus on what's next. You're not making decisions with stale information from last week's reports. AI gives you fresh data. You make faster, better choices in real time. You're not the bottleneck your team has to wait for. You set the rules for what needs your attention. AI handles everything else and only escalates what matters. But here's where most leaders crash and burn. They refuse to let go of being the hero of every story. They want to conduct the orchestra, play first violin, tune the instruments, and sell tickets at the door. That's not adapting to AI. That's clinging to outdated versions of yourself. So the real mindset shift is this. Your job isn't to do the work anymore. Your job is to think at a level your team and your AI systems cannot reach. Strategic vision, clear rules, progress reviews. Then trust your AI-powered team to then execute. Okay, next question, Britta.
Fantastic. Yeah, that is speaking to the choir over here. That is something that I know he has told me before, and he just sent me a new tool called Whisper. That was pretty fun. I've actually used it. I know you might be surprised, but I did load it onto my computer and I have used it, and I fought it, but now I'm appreciating. So yeah, Darren has his work cut out with me.
For those that don't know what that is, because it is useful. And actually, this was introduced to me by John Glutch, one of our alumni. I don't know if John's on, but thank you again, John. It is basically a dictation tool. So you just press one button on your computer and you can dictate. It's way better than the dictation on your phone or what Siri does. It actually is AI powered. So it corrects all your grammar, corrects all your sentence structure, corrects all the punctuation, and even if you stop and and it doesn't record any of that. So what's beautiful about this and the discussion that we're having is when I am going back and forth, shaping, doing the last 30 of the 30, 40, 30, the last 30 of shaping the outputs that I'm getting from chat or Claudia. I use Claude so often that it feels creepy. So I've renamed it Claudia so it doesn't feel as icky. So Claudia and I are going back and forth. I dictate a lot. So I'm talking to her saying, hey, I really didn't like this. You need to shape this. Why don't you think about this? Make it more provocative here, blah, 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 blah. And it's much faster and efficient to do that talking to it than it is typing it all out, because you get tired of typing and you don't actually give it enough detail to help that shaping process. So that was a good little tip there. It's Whisper, it's WSP something, a misspelled version of the word whisper is what it is, and it's a dictation
dropped the link
tool.
in chat.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And so I do recommend it, and it was recommended to me by an alumni. So now that you brought it up, Brenda, I felt compelled to have to explain what it is that you said.
Well, I think that that's good, and that's a little extra nugget that you get. So you're welcome. And then Cindy also said that she named hers Claudia as well. I thought that that was hilarious.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Maybe that's TMI, but whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
We'll let that go.
Next question. No, she's totally embarrassed now. Okay, next question. How do I know if AI is helping or just adding more noise?
Yeah, right. Okay. So yeah, this is the question that separates business owners who make money from the ones who just make themselves feel busy. Here's the brutal truth, okay? Most AI implementations are expensive theater productions. They create tons of activities, they spit out impressive reports and make everybody feel like they're riding the innovation wave. But if they don't budge, the only 4 metrics that actually pay your bills, they're an absolute and utter abysmal waste of time. What are the 4 metrics that actually pay your bills, you ask? Oh, so smart. I'm so glad you asked. Revenue, profit, time saved, quality improved. If your AI isn't clearly moving the needle on one of those, you are funding digital busy work with a fancy new name. So here's how to separate signal from noise. First, get your baseline numbers before you touch anything. What's your current response time? What's your current conversion rate? What's your CPL, your cost per lead? What's your CAC, cost per acquisition? What's your ROAS, return on ad spend? What's your average order value, AOV? What's your LTV, your lifetime value? You can't measure improvement if you don't know where you started. Okay, that's 1. 2, give every AI tool a money test. Not a feelings test, not a wow, this is so cool test, a cold hard cash money test. How much revenue did this create? How much cost did this reduce? How much time did this save? And then third, set a kill date, 90 days max. If you can't point to real financial impact in 3 months, pull the plug and move on. No exceptions, no, but it's getting better excuses. Real AI success looks like this. One alumni used our BMC AI to optimize their email subject lines and increase their open rates by 35%. That directly translated into 18% more revenue from the same email list without spending another dime on traffic. Another alumni used our BMC AI to create upsell sequences, and it boosted their average order value from 127 to 186. Same customers, same products, better offers. Revenue per transactions jumped 46% in 8 weeks. A third alumni used our BMC AI to automate referral requests and follow-ups. Referral activity increased 240% because the system never forgot to ask and never got tired of following up. New customer acquisition cost dropped by half. This is where BMC alumni are getting an unfair advantage. You don't have to play AI roulette. You don't have to waste months testing random tools or burn cash on experiments. You get the BMC AI portal, the system I dropped 7 figures having to build to make it the best on the planet for its purposes. Over 500 of those battle-tested AI encoded formulas that executes every sales, marketing, and leadership strategy that we teach. It's not just an AI engine, it's 30 years of proven BMC strategy turned into AI superpowered execution. Okay, simple as that. Brenda.
Simple as that. Yeah. I know I'm seeing everybody write just tons of notes. I can't imagine how many notes you have. So if you want to like I like a good competition. So if you ever want to put how many you have in the chat to beat out somebody else and take more notes, just know that that's an option around here. We love a good competition. Who's got the most notes that are taking the best? All right, next question. How do I keep human connection while automating more with AI?
And this question reveals a fundamental misunderstanding about what AI should actually be doing in your business. AI isn't supposed to replace human connection. AI is supposed to create more opportunities for human connection. Most leaders have this completely backwards. Here's what I mean. Right now, your best people are drowning in soul crushing, white collar, grinding busy work, writing routine emails, updating spreadsheets, scheduling meetings, following up on basic inquiries. All that time could be spent actually connecting with clients and prospects and other team members and vital vendors and joint venture partners. All that time is being wasted on mechanical tasks that a computer should handle. It's like having your best heart surgeon spend half their day filling out paperwork and writing emails instead of performing life-saving surgery. AI flips this equation completely. Use AI to handle the mechanical tasks so your beautiful, wonderful humans can focus on the meaningful interactions. Let AI write the initial response to inquiries so your team can focus on the complex questions that require actual empathy and EQ expertise. Let AI schedule the meetings so your salespeople can focus on building relationships and understanding needs. Let AI generate the mind-numbing reports so your managers can spend time coaching their people and actually developing talent. The result? More human connection, not less. But here's the secret sauce. You have to be ruthless about where you point your newly freed up human energy. This isn't about going to a 4-day work week. This is about releasing the human energy to have a greater human impact. One alumni is using AI to automate their entire lead nurturing sequence. But instead of just letting it run, they used the time savings to have their sales team make personal phone calls to every prospect who engaged with the automated content. The result? Massively higher conversion rates because prospects got the best of both worlds. Consistent, valuable, automated content that showed up on time without delay, and personal attention when they showed interest. Are you following here? Another alumni automated their customer onboarding process with AI. They used the efficiency gains to schedule personal check-in calls with every new client in their first 30 days. You see the pattern? Use AI to eliminate busy work so you can invest more in the high-value human interactions. At BMC, we taught you the high-tech, high-touch principle. The more you automate the predictable, routine, repetitive tasks, the more capacity you create for exceptional human experiences. In short, it is automate the ordinary so you can humanize the extraordinary. The companies that get this right don't become more robotic. They don't become more automatic. They become more human than their competitors because they have the time and energy to actually care about the clients in ways that actually matters. Most businesses are using AI to become more efficient at being mediocre. The smart ones are using AI to become extraordinary at being human. Okay, I think this is our final question, right, Brenda?
Absolutely. I mean, are you sad it's over? I feel like I should see some head shaking. Yes, absolutely. And so glad you showed up, right? Because as we mentioned, this is not going to be sent out in recording. I know you want to, so that's why the note taking was so important. So this is the part where you show up and you play full out. So thankful you're here. I saw Clint Coker. I don't even know what, it might even be a different day where he's coming in from Australia.
He's a stud. That Clint, he's such a stud. I love that guy.
Always. David, I see you, David Hannon. And then we also had Christy Lopez, who's in Hawaii. So she was here bright and early, 5 a.m.
That's really early in Hawaii. What is that, like 5 a.m. when
5
we started?
a.m. 5 a.m. start time. So, I mean, the excuses, guys, check them at the door. You came here. So thankful that you did. And we will move on to the last question. I know. Hold on to your hats and glasses. Here we go. What's the one AI powered move that sets me up for the next 12 months?
Simple as this. Forget every AI strategy you've heard. Most of them are just expensive ways to do average work faster. There's only one move that creates a strategic domino that will affect your results for the next 12 months. Here's what it is. Build a beachhead campaign. Here's how this works. You pick your best buyer, not your easiest buyer, not your biggest market. I'm talking about your best buyer, the one in the most urgent pain, the one with the biggest wallet and the clearest need. Then you use AI to craft a campaign tailored just for them. Not mass market, not pretty, not clever, precise, sharp, triggering. This isn't about reaching more people. This is about converting the right people at rates your competitors cannot match. One alumni identified 42 handpicked prospects. They're absolute dream clients, those who were experiencing a specific triggering event. They used our BMC AI portal to create personalized campaigns for each of the 40 some odd prospects based on their industry, their pain points, and their exact situation. The result? 250,000 in new business from just those 42 prospects in 30 days. But here's the real payoff. That one campaign became a blueprint for every future campaign. They now had a proven framework that they could replicate for any high value segment. That's the kind of domino move that pays off all year long. Most businesses are using AI to spray and pray with bigger audiences. Smart BMC alumni are using our BMC AI to snipe high value, high profit targets with cost effective surgical precision. Inside BMC, as you know, we show you exactly how to find your starving crowd best buyer. Identify the triggering events when they will be most in need that turns prospects into urgent buyers and builds conversion systems that work while you sleep. This isn't about more leads. It's about better leads that close faster and pay more. Here's the deal, and an important point for you to get. The businesses that dominate over the next 12 months, they won't be the ones that reach the most people with AI. That's the big mistake. They'll be the ones that convert the right people at the highest rates. And we build it together inside BMC. So before I leave you, here's what you need to do next, okay? If you weren't at our last BMC in May, because that is when everything changed, the curriculum was rebuilt from the ground up, and the new BMC MVP AI portal was launched. If you weren't at our last BMC in May, you don't have access to the current BMC AI MVP portal, the system that gives every member of your team their own Iron Man suit, the ability to output the work of 4 to 5 roles at expert level, saving you at least $500,000 in payroll that it would take to produce the same type of output results. You also don't have access to all the curriculum updates, everything focused on the direct response marketing strategies that are actually working right now, even when most marketing channels are failing. When all those things that got you here are starting to wind down. This is a critical time of massive transition in the business landscape. I want to continue to help you stay on the leading edge of this. I wouldn't be doing my fiduciary responsibility as your trusted advisor if I didn't strongly encourage you to get your tune-up at our next BMC. So much has changed, and I want to help you make the big moves now that will compound as massive advantages in the years to come. As an alumnus, if you don't know, you are given a $4,000 scholarship off the entry fee. That's our gift for being a beloved alumnus and our furthering our investment into our relationship with you. You see, we'd rather work with those already proven to follow through rather than just the next prospect who's starting with us who might not be as committed long term. So that's our incentive to have you keep leveling yourself up the mountain of success with us. And as an additional incentive for showing up here, if you join us now for this October BMC, which I think is vital, If you were at our May BMC, that's great. But if you weren't, and you haven't been since before this year, I want to get you to the next BMC. So if you come, I will auto upgrade your seat to VIP, which is an additional $2,000 gift on top of your $4,000 alumni savings. There is a lot more we do with the VIP group before the event, during the event, and after the event that I want you to be a part of as an alumni. Oh, and you get if you haven't seen this, you get the all new Louboutin Red VIP handbook as a VIP member as well, which is beautiful. I don't know if you've seen it. Of course, everybody gets this leather beauty, but we dialed up the VIP so that everybody could get this fire on their library shelf. You also get 1 year access into the Hardy Club with your seat and a 1 year license to our BMC AI MVP portal. And we give you and your entire team inter-organization, not with your vendors or suppliers, but inter-organization. Anybody can use the BMC AI portal to leverage the outputs that you want them to be doing to build your enterprise. Okay, that's normally going to be a $10,000 license. But here's why this matters more than the savings and the gifts. Okay, while your competitors are still trying to figure out AI, you'll be way ahead with proven strategy formulas and tools that are already proven to be working. While they're trying to figure it all out, experimenting with rando tools, you'll be executing with precision and speed on the stuff that actually turns the dials on real profits. While they're hoping AI will help their business, you'll be leveraging AI to the max to grab market share and dominate your market. The businesses that get AI right over the next 12 months will create separation that will take years, if possible, because of the compounding effect of that success now, years, if even possible, for competitors to catch up with. The businesses that wait or get caught up in confusion, they'll spend the next decade trying to play catch up. Look, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've seen the cycles. I know what separates leaders from followers. This is one of those inflection points in the business landscape where the gap widens permanently. I hope by now I have earned your trust. So I'm asking you to trust me. You need to be on top of this. You need help to cut your learning curve. You need to be at this next BMC. I'm telling you, you really can't afford not to be. But again, the choice is yours. I'm coming to you as your trusted advisor. What do I strongly recommend? I got to go to bed at night and make it convinced that I have done everything right by you. Okay. So I'm here to help if you want. More than 1,000 global leaders will be with us, and I would love to have you be there as well. Okay. That's it for me, Brenda. Back to you.
I think wow is the proper word, or the mic drop, or the whatever it is that if you're feeling that word, you can put it in the chat right now. Whatever word you're feeling, gratitude, just mind blown. I see rockets coming out of Cindy's frame. It was just an absolute incredible opportunity for us to be able to hear from Darren today. So thank you, Darren, for being here with us, for showing extra love to the alumni that the rest just don't get. And that's something that Darren has stayed true to as long as I've known him, is whenever there's an alumni that needs help, he comes running in with his cape, his Iron Man suit. So I hope you guys understand what a great opportunity it was to be here today. So if you see something come out that if I can twist his arm to give you guys something, make sure you're here and you don't miss the opportunity. This was your firsthand experience of just straight value, which I'm so glad you were here to participate in. So a couple of things, as Darren said, I mean, wow, VIP, come on, get that upgrade, 2 extra weeks. If you haven't been back to BMC in a year, come on, get yourself back to BMC. This is what it's all about. I mean, look at Zach. He just comes. He knows. He even said to me yesterday on the phone, I just do what Darren says, and he has just grown exponentially. So take that advice to the best of your ability and just come back to BMC. The other little side note that I want to mention to you guys, because you are alumni, is that many of you have heard or know about the Hardy Dinner Party. Now, Zach and a couple of others, I'm not sure if you're on today, had the experience with Darren in Miami last year. This year, we will be in San Diego at a beautiful place in Del Mar area where Darren will be hosting another Hardy Dinner Party. Now, that is for the top 10 refers that will have the opportunity to be in the room with Darren and Georgia at this beautifully curated dinner. You will not want to miss. So we do have a referral link that is unique to the Business Masterclass that we have dialed in and made sure that you have the opportunity to share. So get yourself in that room, make sure you're in the BMC, and have an opportunity to win at the Hearty Dinner Party, because you will not want to miss that. And I think that is all. And again, VIP, did you guys see that red handbook? Oh, I'll just show you mine too, okay? Because I have one. They gave me one. I know, it's pretty great. I get to have one too. So I want to thank you again for joining us today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, my team is always standing by to answer. Don't worry, we're here. We're not going to let you go astray. And that's what Darren's here. He's your Louisville Slugger. Take him to bat with you. This is the best gift he can give and the help he can provide. So thank you again, alumni. It was so great to see you all. And we'll see you next time. Or actually, we'll see you at BMC. Take care.